Good morning children. We were studying about the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is known as a selectively permeable membrane because it allows the passage of some materials through them. Then we studied about the hypertonic solution, isotonic solution, then the hypertonic solution. Today we are going to say something about the plasma membrane, then moving to the cell wall and the nucleus. See, the plasma membrane that is flexible and it is made up of organic molecules called lipids and protein. This plasma membrane is flexible and it is made up of lipids and proteins. Because we said that plasma membrane is selectively permeable membrane. Now we are saying it is flexible and it is made up of proteins and lipids. See, the flexibility of the cell membrane also enables the cell to engulf in food and other materials from the external environment. In some cases, for example, in the case of amoeba, they can engulf the food materials as the plasma membrane is flexible. You understand? The flexibility of the cell membrane enables the cell to engulf food and other materials from the external environment. Such process is known as endocytosis. So, can you see what is endocytosis? Endocytosis means as the plasma membrane is flexible, it can absorb food materials and other substances from the environment. So, the process of engulfing food materials and other substances from the environment is known as endocytosis. Amoeba acquires food through this endocytosis. You know that amoeba is a one-cell organism and there is only one cell to perform all the function, and by the process of endocytosis, amoeba is taking the food. Endocytosis means the absorption of food materials and other substances from the external environment through the plasma membrane is known as endocytosis. Next, we are moving to the cell wall. So, in the smaller classes, you studied the difference between plant cell and animal cell. See, what is the main difference in plant cell? In plant cell, in addition to the plasma membrane, there is another covering and that is known as the cell wall. The cell wall always lies outside to the plasma membrane. Around the plasma membrane, you can see the cell wall. This cell wall is made up of cellulose. Have you heard the word cellulose? The plant cell is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a complex substance and this gives structural strength to the plants. So, what is the function of this cellulose? It gives structural strength to the plants. So, cell wall is the outer covering. You can see in plants around the plasma membrane, and that is made up of cellulose. Cellulose gives structural strength to the plants. I think you understood all these things. Then we are moving to the nucleus. So, do you remember we were studying about the cell? So, the basic structure of the cell is the cell wall, the nucleus and the cell organelles. We already studied about the cell membrane. Then we are moving to the nucleus. The nucleus is the central portion of the cell. See, in the nucleus, you can see when you take an onion peel and if you put some stains into them, and if you see through the microscope, you can see different colored portions there. See, according to the chemical composition, different regions of cell gets colored differently. So, usually we are using the iodine solution. Apart from the iodine solution, you can use safranin solution or methylene blue solution. If you take an onion peel or cheek cell, and if you identify under a microscope, you can see the cells there and the different regions of the cells are colored. Usually for staining, we are using the iodine solution. instead of the iodine solution, you can use safranin solution or methylene blue solution, so that you can see the organelles and the nucleus clearly. Then the nucleus. The nucleus has a double layered covering. Here there is a covering. It is double layered, and this covering is known as the nuclear membrane. So the outer covering of the nucleus is known as the nuclear membrane. Then the nucleus contains the chromosomes. Have you heard about the chromosome? I think you studied in the 8th standard. Chromosomes are the genetic materials, and they are carrying the genetic information from parents to the offspring. So the chromosomes are embedded in the nucleus. These chromosomes are visible as rod-shaped structures during the cell division. Only during the cell division we can see the chromosomes as rod-shaped. Other times they are seen as fine threads. These chromosomes contain information of inheritance from parents to the next generation in the form of DNA complex. So the nucleus is a central part of the cell, and it has an outer covering that is known as the nuclear membrane. In the nucleus you can see the chromosomes. These chromosomes carry the genetic information from parents to the offspring in the form of DNA. Thank you.